is the leader of Women Techsters. She is bringing training to underserved communities. She's had amazing success in Nigeria. She's ready to scale this program across Africa to help bring digital and technical skills to women across Africa. This is a much needed set of skills to help enhance careers and livelihoods, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deborah, and I work with Tech for Dev. So I'd like to tell you a story about a young lady called Fatima Ahmed. Fatima is one of the beneficiaries of the Women Techsters program, and she's come from an underserved community in Ilorin in Nigeria. Fatima looked for a job for a really long time and stumbled on the Women Techsters program through a friend of ours. She went through our 2-week training program, and at the end of the training, she was able to get an internship placement as a front-end developer with a top software company in Lagos. 3 weeks into the internship, Fatima did get selected into the Microsoft Leap Engineering program, which is Microsoft's commitment towards building women software engineers in Nigeria and in Africa. There are a lot of women out there who want to be just like Fatima, but do not have access to the requisite skills to do so. And this is because there's a huge gender gap between men and women in the technology ecosystem in Nigeria and across Africa. As you can see behind me, for every 10 people in technology in Nigeria and Africa, 9 are men and 1 is a woman. So the Women Techsters program was actually born out of the need to bridge the digital divide between men and women in the technology ecosystem. Our mission is further strengthened by an African proverb that says, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Yeah, thank you. So women play a very vital role in economic development, and we think it's very important to provide them access to such opportunities. So talking a bit about the Women Techsters program the Women Techsters is an experiential learning program for women within the ages of 16 to 40, teaching them digital and deep tech skills across 5 tracks: web and mobile development, games development, Internet of Things, data science, and artificial intelligence. And we did this with 3 objectives in mind. We wanted the women to get access to jobs. We wanted them to study STEM at a more advanced level, and we wanted them to actually go start up their own technology businesses. So we did a pilot called the Nigerian Women Techsters, which was done in Nigeria, and we had tremendous results. We've trained over 2,475 women across 12 communities in 12 states in Nigeria, and 25% of them are currently in a STEM-related course right now in universities and advanced level. 70% of them have started careers in STEM, and 5% of them are starting their own businesses at sort of like an MVP level. Here are some of the partners that made this possible for us: Microsoft, GIZ, and some of the state governments in Nigeria. And so I know a big question in people's minds are, how many more Fatimas can we train? Are there job opportunities for them out there? I would say a big yes. According to the IFC, by 2030, 230 million jobs in sub-Saharan Africa will require digital skills. And hence the reason why we have this ambitious goal where we're going to train 5 million women by 2030 across Africa. So what do we need to get to where we're going? Partners, partners, partners. We need financial partners who could support our learning delivery. We need technology and infrastructure partners such as partners connectivity that could provide us innovation hubs, corporate partners, and among others. And we also need learning delivery partners that could help us strengthen our curriculum and provide some sort of mentorship for our women. You could follow us, our progress and our work at our website and our social media handles. And we do hope that you help us to be able to get women a place in the future of work. Thank you.
Okay, if our acceleration partners could please join us on stage. Thank you, Deborah. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is Ashit Patel, and I work with Salesforce, where we believe that the business of business is to improve the state of the world. What you're doing is amazing because, as we all know, that a key driver of GDP is a very vibrant, strong, skilled women in workforce. And that's what you enable at scale and with very low cost. You've proven that in Nigeria. And as you guys reach out across the African continent and beyond, I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys develop the tech partnership as well as corporate partnerships to make that happen. And would like to hear more thoughts from you on that.
Okay, so thank you. We're looking to the kind of a bit of partnerships that we're working on in terms of technical partnerships. We're looking for learning delivery, like I said earlier, learning delivery partners. We're looking to strengthen our curriculum. So we're looking for some sort of like organizations that have content. So we're looking towards like building like a larger platform where we can aggregate content for the women to actually go on in their learning phase, to actually go learn more on the platform. So it's one thing to come to the program for 2 weeks. It's another thing because this is a lifelong journey, and it's important that there are access to resources for them to be able to go ahead and do this. So that's very important to us. Then the mentorship as well for the women, it's very, very important to us. We're looking for organizations who are passionate about women and their development and can serve as some sort of like role models to these women. Because one of the surveys that we did personally, one of the major reasons why the women said they were not interested in technology was because most of the role models, right, are male. So we're looking at a situation where we could have more women who could come into the program and show them the girl power and say, you can do this, right? You can become who you want to become, and these opportunities out there exist for you. Thank you.
I'm Radhika Shah, representing the SDG Philanthropy Platform, which is a global platform launched in 8 countries, bringing government, UN, and philanthropy together. I want to applaud the work of women Techsters in Nigeria, making technology education an equalizer so that we can achieve SDG 5, especially at this moment when we have transformational leaders like the Deputy Secretary General, also from Nigeria, Amina Mohammed, transforming the world. It's exciting to see how you're creating so many others like her. My question is, how can we, the SDG Philanthropy Platform, help with partnerships with UN, government, philanthropy? How could we add value?
So we're basically looking for, like I said, like partners. So we're looking more at, for example, within the UN, for example, would be like the UN women. We're also looking at the UNDP. We're also looking at the ITU. They will be like very important partners for us to onboard, for us to be able to sort of scale our work. We're also looking for.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning for wherever you are joining us from. My name is Usman Gafar, and I'm a digital media associate here at Tech for Dev. You all are welcome. I'm super excited to be hosting this session today. For some of you who had advanced to the final stage of the application, congratulations. This is a very great opportunity that you are getting, and I hope to see you all, in the fellowship program, right? So just let us know where you are joining us from. What part of Africa are you joining us from? Just drop that on the comment section from wherever you are joining: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All right. We won't take much of our time today. I just going to introduce our program associate at Tech for Dev. Hi, Tony. Good afternoon.
Hi, Usman. Good afternoon. I'm Tony Oladiji. Work with the Techsters programs here at Tech for Dev. So congratulations to everyone that has made it to this stage. I mean, it was just about less than 2 weeks ago where we were having the info session for technical access. And so to everyone that made it, congratulations. And like Usman had said, we do hope to fully welcome you to be a part of the Techsters program.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that introduction. Yeah, so we just have the final stage now. I know if you're on this call, you've probably gone through the first stage of the. Or for some of you who are on this call who do not know why we are here, because of course we are streaming live across platform. You do not need to register to join this call. This is the Women Techsters Fellowship Class of 2024 info session, application info session, right? And we've done the first stage of application, and where you initially submit your application for the Women Techsters Fellowship, and we shortlisted some people for the first stage, and then we got into the second stage of application as well. And last week, applicants had the opportunity to do the technical assessment, and as we have it today, we are now in the final stage of the application, where you are going to be, going through the interview stage. This is this alumni-led interview, where you'll be having that. So that's the final stage that we are into now, and yeah, that's what we are doing here. So I'll just hand over to Tony to give us the breakdown of the interview stage, what to expect, what to put in place, what to do, everything as far as the interview stage is concerned. Please, Tony, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Usman. Once again, welcome everyone. Like we have said, this is the final stage of the Women Texas Fellowship application process. I know that we've had a lot of comments saying, "Oh, another stage, another stage." Well, congratulations! I'm excited to let you know that this is the final stage. And hold on, kudos to you for getting to this stage. And a lot of questions in everyone's mind is, what do we expect? What is the stage about, right? How do I effectively ace this stage? What do I need to have ready, right? Well, first off, I would just like to say that this stage
I
is not so
Tony,
strict. Yeah, can you hear
I
me?
Tony, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Please, can you be audible? It looks like most of the
Oh,
applicants are not hearing you. Probably the
oh, okay,
earpiece,
okay.
or yeah.
All right. Okay. Um, can you confirm if you can hear me better now, please? Yes, let me be sure.
What do you say?
Can you hear me now? Is it
Yeah,
better
it's
now?
better. It's better.
All right, thank you. So as I was saying, this is the final stage of the Women Texas Fellowship application screening process. And if you've made it this far, I'm excited to tell you that you've done well, and really it's close to the finish line for each and every one of you. Well, this final stage typically is a virtual interview, right? As we have stated in our emails and notifications that have gone out to you. And this interview is alumni led, meaning that you get to meet wonderful, amazing ladies who are beneficiaries from the Women Texas Fellowship Program, get to have a one-on-one with you. Now, you might come into the interview and meet more than just one person, like a panelist interview, so you get to meet maybe two or three people or four people, as the case may be, during the interview with you, right? And then everything we've done till date, like I had said in the last info session, is like a building block. And so from your application questions, from the things that you had said in your essays and the things you had said in your videos, this is the point where it all ties up together really. So it's nothing new, right? It's what you've written, and we're just getting to know you more in this phase, right? And just luckily for you, this is also a period where you get asked us questions. I mean, ask the alumni questions about the program also. So you might be opportunity to have that privilege to ask them questions. These are the things that
Tony.
yeah.
So it looks like your voice is it's fading out. It's fading
From
out.
your own end also. Is it also the
Most
same
yeah,
from you?
most of the yes, from my head as well. Yeah.
Okay. Please use my again. Hopefully this works. Fine. How's it now?
It's better. It's not
Okay.
clear.
I think that's a little bit of network issues. Uh, okay, I hope it's better now, really.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is better.
Okay, all right.
And can
Um,
you like take the information little by little? So
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. Thank
all
you.
right. Yeah, so this final stage is a collation of everything that you have said from your application, the questions that you have answered in your initial application. We get to know you more better. Pretty much that's it. So we get to ask you further questions about, why you want to join the program, your career plans, pretty much everything around what you stated in your application, right? So it's nothing out of the box, really. How do you get to be prepared for this interview, which is one question that I think is most important. Number one, take note of your interview dates and time, right? We had initially sent out a schedule to everybody saying when their interview dates and their interview times are slated for, and we had also stated that the time is West African time, meaning Lagos Nigerian time, right? So we are going to be sending reminder emails also to that effect, just so that people have that, at the top of their inbox, right? Number one, take note of your interview date and time. Ensure that you do not miss your interviews. Don't come late for your interviews, right? These are things that you really, really need to take note of. Um, Take note of your interview dates and time. Ensure that your Wow, I can see a lot of comments saying that it's breaking. I don't know, Usman, maybe I need to change position or something. So I have to hand over to you shortly, right? To see if it's a network thing. So yeah, take note of your interview dates and time. Ensure that you don't come late for your interviews. We'll be making use of the Microsoft Teams platform. So one of the things you want to do is ensure that you have Teams downloaded on your device. We are clearly stated in our email that we advise everybody to use a laptop, right, to attend their interview. But in cases where you do not own a laptop, you can join the interview call using the mobile devices. All right. So yeah, so I'm going to hand over to my colleague at Usman just so that I can swap internet connectivity and see if it's going to help the session. All right. So Usman,
Yeah,
can you just
yeah,
go
okay,
ahead?
great. Um, yeah, thank you. So I hear that this is the interview stage is the compilation of everything you have done. I mean, what you submitted during your application stage, your first stage of application, right? And then the product, the learning track you are also applying for. That's what you've been interviewed based on, and it's also important that you take note of your interview date and time, as Tony has outrightly stated. Because and if you, let's say for example you are being interviewed at 2 p.m. West African time, you there's every possibility that another applicant is being interviewed by the same interviewer by probably 2:15, and if you are coming late for your interview, it means you've missed your time and another person is about to go in for their interview as well. So it's very important you don't miss your interview. Your interview. If I don't know, I'm telling you, if is there any possibility if you miss your interview, what's the penalty for that? And I mean, or what's the remedy?
All right. So I'll answer the question by stating that number one, interviews are only rescheduled um, based on requests that have been accepted and granted. For instance, you can't just miss your interview and then show up days after asking if you can be rescheduled, right? You also have sent an email prior to your interview date stating why you should be rescheduled, right? And probably even attach evidences to prove that what you're saying is true, right? Because interviews are not going to be at your convenience, they're going to be at the convenience of the interviewers, the other applicants. We have to take note of everybody and issue out time schedules for them. So changing allocated time is usually very difficult. So you need to have sent an email prior to your interview date. And the only way to know if your request has been granted is if you get a feedback from us saying that, oh, we will reschedule your interview and it is for this date. But if you don't get that email, it means that your request has not been accepted. So you have to figure out a way to show up for your interview. So if your request is not granted, right, that means you do not receive a response saying that your interview has been rescheduled. That means that it has not. And so therefore, you have to find a way to make it work, right? If you're a worker, maybe you have a 9 to 5, can probably the interview is going supposed to last for 15 to 20 minutes, so 20 minutes maximum. So you should be able to seek for 20 minutes from your 9 to 5, take your interviews. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Okay, great. So because that's the question I have on the screen right now, saying what can
Yeah.
we do? So I think you've answered that as well. So also, in light of rescheduling interview, when is the deadline for me to schedule my interview? Let's say, for example, my interview date is August 2nd, 2 p.m. Can I reschedule on August 2nd, maybe 1 p.m.?
Not at all. You should have at least sent an email 48 hours before the date that your interview is supposed to start. For instance, we have received a couple of emails from people whose interview is even as at 21st of August or 22nd of August, and they're already sending us emails, right? Which shows that they are proactive, right? So you can't ask for a rescheduling of an interview on the day of that interview. It's not going to work. So you have to have sent an email at least 48 hours. For instance, if you're having your interviews tomorrow, you're already too late to be sending an email today because tomorrow is already here. So, but for people that have their interviews dated on 2nd of August, you can send a request and wait for your request. Ensure that your request is approved. Like you get an email saying, okay, your interview will be rescheduled and it will be rescheduled for this particular date, right? To confirm that your request has been approved.
All right, great. Just to iterate that, meaning if you need to reschedule your interview, there are several things involved. One, you need to do that 48 hours before your allotted time and date. As also, it is not enough that you have scheduled your interview. You have to get an approval from us saying yes, we have received your application and your interview has been rescheduled. However, if you do not get a response, this means your interview has not been rescheduled, and you must, if you need the opportunity, I mean, you have to be on that call at the time that was given to you initially. So that's that on the rescheduling. I just want to find out if we have more questions around this. So some people are mentioning that for those of them who changed their learning track during the assessment, how would it be for? I mean, is the learning track what's the significance of the learning track during the interview stage?
Um, okay, so the significance of your learning track during the interview stage is not. I would assume that you're asking if we're going to be asking you learning track based questions, like maybe we're going to be asking you um, deep technical questions. Not at all. We're not going to be asking you that. Your assessment has taken care of all that we need to know about you in terms of the technical knowledge and skills, right? Um, but trust that the technical questions that you might have, I put might there because it's an alumni-led interview and you might be interested in finding out what what track you applied for and all of that. That you might have is not a technical, it's not so deep, it's not expecting you to know everything about it, right? As much as you passed. It's saying that you passed the technical assessment stage, right? So yeah, that covers that. So the interview is a general interview, really, like I said. It goes down from the questions you have answered in your application stage up till now, the things you've said in your video up till now. So it's just more elaborate and one-on-one session with you. Um, Pretty much that's it. And then changing of learning track is already closed. If somebody is thinking of changing their learning track at this point, we cannot change anybody's learning track again because we have put out a form and people that were interested in changing their learning track have completed that. So we will not be changing that learning track. So I had seen an email that I've seen a question that says that you're currently attending the Stars boot camp and you want your interview to be rescheduled. Like I said, the interview is 10 to 20 minutes, so we cannot grant you that kind of request because of the bootcamp class to have the interview rescheduled. You can take 20 minutes of the class, do your interview, and then go back to classes. Classes are 4 hours long, so you can take 20 to 30 minutes away from class to um, attend your interviews and then go back to classes. Yeah, Usman, over to you.
All right, great. I guess we're wrapping up. There's not so much of information to give out in the final stage. I mean, you just all you need to know is be on time for your interview, you need to reschedule that 48 hours before the date or the date and time of your interview.
Interviews
If you did not get the response from us, this means your reschedule was
was
not
not approved.
is not accepted.
Approved.
So
Yeah.
please
Yes.
ensure that you get a response. If we are not going to respond to you if we do not approve it. It's only people that we are approving that we're going to get back to say, okay, this is a new date and time for you. Please note that. And also, if you need to reschedule, you need to back it up with a genuine reason why you want to do that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Let
also
me just.
ask,
Okay.
Tony, have you sent out all the emails for
Yeah.
interview, or we are still rescheduling, or we are still
Okay.
scheduling rather?
All right. So we have sent out an email, right? I would advise everyone to check their all folders in their emails, please, and to please take notes. Read your emails carefully. We received some emails saying some people were trying to join the interview link today, and the link was not going through. And that's because you're not checking the dates that your interviews were scheduled for. For those that said they did not get the email, please check all your folders. We're going to be sending another email today and a reminder email tomorrow to everybody that is supposed to be interviewed tomorrow. So you're going to get a general email today, and then everybody that is supposed to be interviewed tomorrow are going to get a reminder email tomorrow. So yes, and somebody's asking what alumni-led means. Alumni means people that have graduated from a particular program or a particular sect. And so when we say alumni-led interviews, it means that the Women Techsters Fellowship beneficiaries, people that have graduated from the program, are going to be the one handling the interviews, right? So that's what the alumni-led interview is. So yes, we're going to send follow-up emails and would advise everybody to check all folders. Check your promotional folder, your junk folder, your spam folders. Sometimes those emails go in there and then you can't find it. Yeah. So, thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. So I guess that's all the question we have around the interview for now. Um, how many panels are we facing?
I don't have that exact number. The interview it's in a group, so you can have like two alumni interviewing you or three alumni really. So I don't have the exact number of people that you're going to be interfacing with, and the numbers really do not have anything to do with your interview because just one person is going to be asking you a question, right? It's just to be able to get the viewpoints of all three panelists on the interview panel. So that has nothing to do with your preparation for the interview. The things you have to take note of is to show up on time, at least 5 minutes before your interview slot. Do not miss your interview and ensure you have good connectivity and your device ready for the interview. Like I said earlier, interviews are going to be on Microsoft Teams, right, on the Teams platform. So we have said in our email that you should download Teams, get Teams ready on your devices so that it makes it easy for you to join in the meeting. And if I were you, I'll start testing the meeting links, like with downloading Teams to see if it leads me directly to the meeting invite, just to be sure that everything is ready from your own end. Um, okay, so I think that would pretty much, like I said, for those that are saying that they have bootcamp classes that runs till 2 p.m., interviews last for 15 to 20 minutes. So please take out that 15 to 20 minutes from your bootcamp classes to attend your interviews and then go back to classes. Um, okay, so Tony asked that, is it possible to fail the interview and get onboarded for the program? No, you have to pass the interview to be onboarded for the program. If you don't pass the interview, you are not recognized as a Women Techsters Fellow. So this is the last screening stage, so you have to pass the interview questions. Usman, are you here?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, so I guess that's almost everything. Please let's ensure that we take note of everything we've spoken about. Ensure you download Teams from now. Download Teams application on your laptop, on your tablet, on your mobile devices. Ensure you are able to access Teams now ahead of the time, so you can use your. Is there a dress code? I mean, you are
Okay.
coming for an interview. Just
Yeah, so I just that question just reminded me of something that is important that I take note of. Although it was
All
stated
right.
in the email, you would have to turn on your video during your interview, right? So you already know if you're turning on your video, you have to look presentable, you have to look properly dressed, right? So yeah, so take note of that. You have to turn on your videos, and your interviews are going to be recorded for documentation purposes. So yeah, so I think that those are very important things to mention.
All right, that's very important. Interviews are going to be recorded for documentation process and also for us to be able to go back to your interview in case anybody wants to anything can come up. I mean, so it's very important you dress properly and turn on your videos, please. I just based on that, is it compulsory to turn on the videos? What if
Yes.
as an applicant I do not want to turn on my videos? Is this possible? Do I have this option?
No, you do not. You have to turn on your video. It's important to be able to see who we are interviewing, right? And not just hear voices behind the scene. It's important to turn on your videos for the interview session.
All right, great. So please, video is a prerequisite, very important. You need to turn on your videos. So you need to ensure your whatever device you are using, the camera is good. Camera is great. You have great lighting. Your audio is good, sharp. Internet is okay as well. As much as possible, ensure you put all of this in place. We understand that there might be connectivity issue, even if you have tested everything you needed to test. However, it's best to plan very well, and then you plan for the best. That's basically it. Is there a possibility that the outcome of an applicant's interview results in the applicant being admitted into their second most preferred learning track?
Well, that's left to our discretion, really, right? We if we are going to be changing your learning track, we would inform you, right? And we'll tell you why we're changing your learning track. Like you would have an information of, the change of learning track happening. So yeah. So interviews might not be the only reason why your learning track is being changed. There might be other factors that can result in that. But you get to know if your learning track is being changed at the point of admission.
All right. A number of different learning paths. Someone is asking, how will the interview be done? We are quite a number and from different learning paths.
Well, that's why it's an alumni-led interview. So it will be carried out. We've grouped everybody, and a couple of them, you will be interviewed by different set of people simultaneously. So yes, we have that figured out.
Okay, great. So yeah, so can we sign into Teams with a different email, different from the one we used?
Yes, yes, you can sign into Teams with a different email. However, you would have to confirm your name and your application ID, right? Just be sure that you are the same person we are interviewing. But we can understand that you need to log into Teams, maybe with an Outlook account to make it easy for you to navigate Teams. That's fine. But you have to confirm your identity at the point of the interview, like your name and your application ID. Um, I can see questions saying what questions are you to expect. Like I said, just general questions, getting to know you more. The things you've said in your applications, in your videos, just follow up questions on them. That's what you're expecting.
Someone is asking for those who are working, can they get rescheduled for Saturday or Sunday?
No, this is because those that are interviewing you also have their weekends, right? For their personal activities. So we can't what's it called reschedule you to people's weekends. Like I said, and that's why I'm reiterating the fact that the interview is 15 to 20 minutes. So if your interview is for 15 to 20 minutes from your 9 to 5, you can seek for that 15 to 20 minutes break to take your interviews and then go back to work.
All right. So that's very important. Is even if you're working, ensure you can get permission for like 20 minutes from your boss, your superior, anyone, so you can get that done. It's very important. We can't reschedule for weekends. Yeah. Can we change our interview dates due to second? So yes, I think maybe you're just getting in. Interview dates can be changed. However, you need to send a mail 48 hours before to your
The date
original
of your
date,
interview.
date of your interview, and ensure it gets approved via email. Otherwise, if you did not receive any response from us, it means it's not approved, and
Approved.
and you cannot. You should go ahead with your initial schedule, please. Just checking in to see if there are more questions for us. Um, Basically, we've answered almost all the questions. They're just repetitive. So this video is going to be on all of our social media platforms. So we can always rewatch it to get the details of how the interview is going to go. And yeah, we wish you luck. Wish everyone good luck during their interview stage. And we hope to see you, in the fellowship in a month's time. So, any final words, Tony? So we can call it today.
Yeah, I'll say my final words are similar to yours, right? So we do wish you the very best of luck. I mean, you made it this far. We're super proud of you. We hope to fully send you that final email that congratulates your selection, congratulates you on being selected into the Women Techsters Fellowship Class of 2024. So we do hope to see you at the finish line and wish you the very best of luck. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Just to answer this last question. So if you do not receive a response regarding your scheduling your interview, please note that it means it was not approved and you should proceed with your original date. Please note that it was not approved and you should proceed with your original date. It's very, very important. Very, very important. If you get an email from us, that means we have approved it. However, if you don't get any email, it has not been approved. So yeah, thank you very much and do have a lovely day. Bye.
All right, thank you. Bye,
Bye. Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Our third solution today is called Women Techsters, and Deora